Powell. I'm originally from Roehampton in South London. Growing up in London was extremely difficult. A lot of crime, chaos and carnage, but to this day one of the hardest challenges I ever faced in my life was homelessness and addiction. In June 2024 I came to a local treatment centre right here in Oxford after spending 10 years in the madness with Class A drugs. After only spending 2 weeks in Oxford, I knew I had found a place to call home. Before coming to Oxford, I never experienced what happiness, love, or even safety felt like. Last October, 3 days before my graduation, I was discharged from the treatment centre due to an altercation with a housemate that became physical. I was offered to go to a jailhouse in Weston-super-Mare, but I refused because I didn't want to leave Oxford. I invested years' worth of life in these short 4 months. I went back to my mum's house in South London and burst into tears. I'd lost everything, the close friendships I built, the dry house I was living in, my therapy dog Bear, and most of all, my happy life in Oxford, and the only way I knew how to cope with the pain was to use. I can't describe the suicidal pain I was in waking up on my mum's sofa in a cold flat using a dirty dressing gown as a cover and after sniffing and smoking crack and heroin all night until I passed out. After 4 days, the drugs stopped working and I knew what I had to do. I had to get back to Oxford because that was where I truly belong. I spent the next month staying in all different Airbnbs in East Oxford, using the remainder of my inheritance I received from my grandfather with the hopes of finding another housing project in Oxford that would house me, but due to the lack of a local connection, it seemed virtually impossible. I eventually ran out of money and couldn't afford another week in the Airbnb. My mental health had severely deteriorated towards the end. I was absolutely broken, emotionless, an empty shell of a person who didn't see a way out, who contemplated suicide rather than move back to London. A few days before I was due to leave the Airbnb, out of pure desperation, I searched the homeless organisations in Oxford and discovered an organisation called Oxfordshire Homeless Movement. I reached out to them and got in touch. I reached out to them and they got in touch with me rather quick. I received an email from a woman called Yvonne. I told her my current situation, what led me to be homeless and the horrific traumas I had faced before coming to Oxford. Yvonne kept in regular contact with me after work hours to ensure I was safe. She went above and beyond for me. I've never experienced such kindness in my life. A few days before I was due to leave the Airbnb, Yvonne sent me an email and said to call this number straight away. It was a number for a support worker called Regine from a local housing charity, Edge Housing, that doesn't require local connection. The next day I arrived at the King's Centre in Botley, absolutely lost and broken, and was greeted by a support worker from Edge and had a meeting with them about me becoming part of the Edge family. The induction went really well and I was given a key to one of the houses in Botley. Despite all odds, I somehow managed to get rehoused in Oxford and I was safe. I will admit the room was rather cramped, but I didn't complain because I was still in Oxford and truly grateful for the roof over my head. I started engaging with Turning Point, attending groups, and even started volunteering at the social enterprise cafe run Refresh Cafe on Cowley Road. After 3 months of hard work, I was put forward for a recovery house that Turning Point managed with Edge. I am now 11 months clean today, and I am living in a recovery house with some truly amazing people. One of them is my closest friend from treatment, Tom. That's him over there in the green jacket. Well, some truly amazing people, and one of my closest friends from treatment since day one. I am truly grateful for all the support that I have been given over these past 11 months. I will never be able to express how truly grateful I am to Yvonne from OHM during those extremely dark times. You can truly see the passion and motivation she has for helping people in extremely difficult situations. The lengths she will go to ensure her clients get the best possible outcome. I have never experienced such kind care and compassion like that from someone like her. I had the honour and privilege to thank her in person last year at the annual Edge Housing Christmas lunch. Yvonne is a true credit to OXM and deserves an award for the work that she does, because without her help I truly believe I wouldn't be standing here today.